The prologue unfolds in Visedale County, introducing us to an officer caught in a web of crime, ready to chase, and a female driver set the stage for a gripping narrative. Fast forward 14 months later, Lucia emerges from prison. With a fresh start in Cali County, she navigates a world of crime, fueled by the desire for a new life. A chance meeting with Jason, an ex-cop turned criminal, unveils a shared past of betrayal and sets the stage for their evolving partnership. Seems interesting. Subscribe to find out the whole story in this video. Thank you and let's go. On a scale from 1 to 100, how many people will call the game bad when this game drops when it comes to people hyping this game? Why am I saying this? There is a search in this sub where people just ask, will we have X or will Y be in the game? It's a good talk about what the game can achieve, but a lot of this stuff is not necessary from a gameplay perspective. There was a post, and I'm not calling out, just giving an example where someone asked looking forward to someone fishing, but we'll be able to ice out our catch like the true Florida men. Fishing may or may not be the thing. I don't know how well known Florida is for fishing and how many people fish there. At the same time, basketball is usually associated with LA and GTA 5 didn't have that, but not to the point where you can ice out or something, and this is a single example of how many posts like this exist on this sub. People hype up this game too much only to get disappointed when they don't have X or Y feature, then calling it a bad because the expectations were high. We expect a big map that's understandable, everyone wants that. We expect good graphics, not only we expect, we know that's the case, the trailer blew us out. We expect a lot more interactions from two protagonists outside of the game, that is. Yeah, that's also a good one, but other stuff is just useless hype that will 90% not be in the game. That's how you ruin a game, by hyping it up to way too high expectations. Let's keep expectations low and hope the game is bugless with a good story, and many of the problems from GTA 5 Online have been fixed in this game. Our highs will be on the media and the internet. Kind of an obvious statement, but I would still like to point out, now that an AI will be improved, what if our heist missions are recorded and pictured by the NPC? For example, a direct one where in the middle of the heist a bystander sees it happening and records us mid-heist, and after we finish the mission we can open up our phones and see the video of our characters and other NPCs commenting on it like a TikTok post. Or even someone bolder who is victim but still risks taking a selfie with us mid-heist. Or a more indirect one where we, for example, blow up a building and the bystanders recording a video about themselves but then turn to the building and stuff and post online. Or last one, I swear, even outside of mission where we encounter an NPC mid-video and we appear on the background or photobomb it. Maybe we'll even have the opportunity to comment on them ourselves. What if we record it in-game by NPCs? And we go for the thoughts on the beginning of this story. I am now way affiliated with Rockstar or anyone connected to GTA 6, and this is totally just me managing this dead period by allowing my imagination to flow, and I thought I would share my theory. Prologue. We're playing as an officer assigned for the drug trafficking task force in Visedale County. Cutscene. The mission begins with a briefing explaining that we're doing a raid of a suspected stash house. Gameplay. As we proceed, we enter the house and two suspects flee on foot. The clip from the trailer. We chase the suspects through the back of the house where there are in a vehicle running with a female driver. She takes off and we enter into the brief vehicle chase. Cutscene. After a few close calls, the driver wrecks the vehicle and she is taken into the custody. We return to the house to debrief where the other officers have the product and cash laid out to be taken for evidence. Opening credit sequence. Cinematic shots of Vice City ending with a shot of the correctional facility with awards 14 months later appearing. Main story Act 1 cutscene. Lucia talking to Stephanie trailer clip. Lucia explains that she grew up in a rural Cali County with a typical rough upbringing that we would suspect. She got involved with a group of guys who paid her to run their drugs. Everything was going well until the day that she showed up for a pickup and the raid happened. She just happened to get there at the wrong time. as she proclaims that when she gets out, she's going somewhere different to get away from the crime. Stephanie explains to Lucia that her bad look may be changing, and she had been recommended for early release, and based on her conduct during her time served, Stephanie is given her signature of approval. She explains that Lucia will be on a supervised probation and cannot leave Cali County for the duration of her sentence. No gameplay inside the prison. We cut to Lucia being let off of a bus in her small town in Cali County. Gameplay: we make our way on foot to the somewhat rundown house that her grandfather lives in, which is our first safe house. This is where the game really begins. We have the typical GTA mission structure where we do transport, a couple of intimidations, some housebreak scenes, always the goal of building up cash for a fresh start. Lucy is trying to stay out of any major trouble, but she is clearly falling right back into the life. And eventually, we are given a mission from a contact to go and meet a man, Jason, who is looking to sell some stolen firearms, so we drive to the meeting location. Cutscene: as Lucy is looking at the weapons, the police raid the area. Gameplay: we jump into the car with Jason and have to successfully escape the police. During the chase, Lucia is accusing him of setting her up, and he is accusing her on the same. Once we have successfully evaded the police, Jason gives us location to drive to lay low. Cutscene: at the hideout location, Jason opens up to Lucia about his background, as he had an upbringing similar to Lucia, and he wanted to get away from the drugs and crime, so he became an officer. He went on a successful drug raid, and while he chased the female suspect, the other officer cleaned up the scene. Those officers stole money and drugs from the scene and set Jason up to take the fall. So Jason couldn't prove his innocence, and although they lacked physical evidence, he was offered the options to either resign or be fired. So since then, he has been harboring resentment towards those officers and has fallen into the life of crime that he tried to escape. Lucia is upset at a revelation that he helped put her in prison. She threatens Jason that she will kill him if she finds out that he had anything to do with the raid they just escaped, and she takes off. Gameplay: we pick up as Jason and begin a sequence of missions in which Jason is vowing retribution against the officer who set him up. During his time frame, we discover that one of those officers had been monitoring Jason and was behind the setup at the gun sale with Lucia, in coordination with the person who originally gave Lucia the information to meet Jason for the sale. Jason gets in touch with Lucia, they meet and put a plan in place to go after both of their traitors. We formulate a plan which manages to lure both traitors into a situation leading to a gunfight with a major drug operation. Both of the traitors are killed, while Jason and Lucia keep their hands relatively clean. This forges a bond, and the two realize that they work well together. During this entire time frame, Lucia's probation has ended, and she is able to have her ankle monitor removed. Jason and Lucia celebrate by venturing into Vice City. Trailer clip where their partnership will truly begin to evolve. End of Act 1. And there we go with some comments, as people really suggest it might be a really great story and it might develop pretty nicely. They are leaving their own comments, and I would leave my own comment as well. Yeah, this one seems nice, but I don't think that the storyline will be that simple for the Rockstar to make it, and I feel like they are probably going to spice it up even more, and it might be even greater story. Write your suggestions about the storyline and how it can start up, and what are your suggestions and thoughts on this story as well. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you in the next one, and peace.